Please listen carefully.
Tigers Are Not Afraid is directed by Issa Lopez. It's a film from Mexico, and it was screened at the 2018 Fantasia Film Festival. Tigers Are Not Afraid is a fable about gang violence in Mexico told through the eyes of orphan children. These children are orphaned because of the gang wars. Their parents have either been killed or kidnapped by the cartel, and they are now left wandering the streets. The film is filled with elements of magical realism. The main character, Estrella, can talk to ghosts and so is in a sense haunted by the violence and trauma of a brutal city and country. So because it's a Mexican film, because it talks about children, because it has elements of magical realism, it's obviously hard not to compare the film with something that Guillermo del Toro would do. I'm sure a lot of people will actually love this film. For me, I felt that, unfortunately, a few days removed from the film, and I don't really remember much about it, felt thoroughly unremarkable to me. I'm not overly impressed with how it handled the tonal shifts between the gritty, handheld, realistic, almost documentary style parts related to gang violence, and then the sort of more precious, more fairy tale elements. It all came across as pretty kitschy. And between the visuals that are like super slick digital, teal and orange color palette, with a very shallow depth of field, coupled with the music that felt like it was taken from a free music archive or something like that. It had a very temp score feel about it and was very cheesy. The entirety of the film sort of felt like an ad, especially in the last shot of the film and the last moments of the film, which are supposed to be inspirational, and where you have all of a sudden the music swelling up and you have the main character saying the quote-unquote profound words that she was saying at the beginning of the film. It almost felt like a Nike commercial or something. I mean, it was trying to come off as inspirational and genuine, and it failed really miserably. The film was sort of in love with its own metaphors, with its own poetry, and yet it was kind of written with the sensibilities of an edgy high schooler. Now, that isn't to say the movie doesn't have qualities. I think the kids are extremely well cast and directed, and when the film goes for a lighter, more comedic tone, it really works in contrast with the darker aspects of the film, and the darker aspects are very dark. I mean, we're talking lots of violence, child death, children being kidnapped and put in cages. But on the whole, if you're looking for a film that stages a national trauma as a fable through a child's eye, of course, Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth is one I would recommend, but a film that I would absolutely recommend, and that I recommend every time I get the chance, is Victor Erice's El Espíritu de la Colmena, The Spirit of the Beehive, which was released in 1973, I believe, and which is an absolute work of art, an absolute masterpiece that, unfortunately, not enough people have seen. So, as always, thanks very much for watching the video. Be sure to hit the like button if you like the review, and make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and until next time, see you soon.